I would now like to welcome Christian Ferko, valedictorian of the class of 2010, to the podium.
Greetings, everyone. I'm Christian Ferko, valedictorian of the class of 2010. First, I'd like to congratulate my classmates and thank all their friends and family for coming. I'd also like to pause briefly in memory of Mr. Robert Kovac Sr. and my grandmother, Barbara Krashulik, two people who would have wanted to be here with us today. High school has been a wild ride, hasn't it? Christian Hawes wasn't kidding when he compared it to a metamorphosis from caterpillar to butterfly. Think back to when we first arrived here as freshmen, and remember all of the confusion we felt. We were thrown into a strange new system, perhaps intimidated by the size of the school, perhaps intimidated by the size of Curtis Hodgins. Think of the questions that were running through your head. Where is my next class? When is lunch? Why is there a 2-hour delay on a half day? But by now, it doesn't seem so hectic. We've changed from a confused and awkward bunch of freshmen into a confident class of seniors with a strong group identity. And the questions we ask ourselves have changed as well. Now we wonder things like, what kind of job do I want? What should I study in college? Why is Plavin graduating with us? It has been a metamorphosis indeed. As freshmen, we weren't really a cohesive group. Some of us were coming here from the Penn Kidder, and some had already been here in the high school for 7th and 8th grade. Basically, we weren't a class, just some people thrown together by fate. But by now, that's all changed. Now we are a class, a tight-knit and successful class that I'm proud to call myself a part of. But how did this change happen? You've already heard about the butterfly effect, and I think it answers this question quite nicely. The basic idea behind it is that small changes, like a butterfly flapping its wings, can eventually grow and snowball into bigger and bigger consequences. I think this effect explains our growth as a class. Each person, each memorable character in our class is a little like the flap of a butterfly's wings. Together, all of our small effects add up to make the class of 2010 unforgettable. Who will forget Glenn Zangle and his crazy afro? How about Christina Rossick and her superb hoagie-making skills? Or Doug Allen, who's always Jamaican us crazy? What about Justin Kirby Jordan and his hoarse, rasping shouts of ice cream? Or Pat O'Toole and all his bearded awesomeness? And sometimes the things that people say are just as memorable. Many of you know that I've been keeping a quote book of funny things that my classmates have said, and if you'll permit me, I'd like to share some excerpts. Okay. Here's one. I don't use my camera very often, only when I'm taking pictures. Quote, Josh Mon. If I could read a book without reading a book, then I would read a lot of books. Quote, River Mers. And this one might be my favorite. The marking period ends on the 26th. Oh my God, that's right before the 27th. Quote, Molly McFadden. The bottom line is that our class is full of characters, way too many for me to list here. So to everyone behind me, if you think you're a character, could you make some noise for me? And with a cast of characters like these to support us, we have come a long way. We've learned from our courses, discovering how to solve a quadratic equation by completing the square, or how to form present participles in Spanish using ando, yendo, and my favorite, shendo. We've learned through informal advice from our teachers, finding out tips such as whether to buy a new car or a used car. Excuse me. And we've learned things from our classmates, such as Patrick Stevens' intimate knowledge of the difference between pankin and mackin, a difference that still eludes me. Together, our class has tackled challenges, learned lessons, and grown stronger from the experience. Of course, we didn't have to do it alone. We had the help of motivated and caring teachers every step of the way. And although it's been said before, I want to thank the faculty, staff, and administration of the school once more on behalf of the class of 2010. Thank you for your patience, dedication, and desire to see us succeed. We could not have done it without you. Now we stand ready to strike out and find our niche in the world. And just as the butterfly effect has made our class unforgettable, it will make our influence on the world monumental. Each of us will change the world in our own way, and these effects will build and compound and ultimately have bigger results than anyone could have expected. The class of 2010 is a force to be reckoned with. If you don't believe me, look at the past. Together, we have earned over $3.5 million in scholarship money, more than any other graduating class in recent memory. Look at the achievements of individual students. A group of our classmates, including Sean Boyd, Tyler Scheckler, Brandon Gramis, Catherine Nonemacher, and others, worked together to host a Battle of the Bands that raised money for the Lance Armstrong Foundation. Kim Miller and Jenna Yike led the staff of The Flame to put together a beautiful literary magazine. Avery Mertz and Meredith Brisbane organized a blood drive. And Daniel Meter delivered a simply inspirational sermon at the Baccalaureate on Wednesday. Our class is full of bright, motivated people who have a reputation for achievement. Now look at the future. My classmates plan on entering a wide range of career fields, such as atmospheric chemistry, sports broadcasting, hotel and restaurant management, engineering, medicine, the priesthood, marine biology, teaching, cinematography, and many others. These guys have diverse and ambitious goals, and every person sitting behind me has the ability to become a success. Trust me, I'm always right. But even though many of you have clear plans for your futures, I ask one thing of you. Keep your minds open. You may think you want to pursue a certain career right now, but later on you may find that another path interests you more. If that happens, remember that it's never too late to change your mind. Whatever you do in this world, make sure that you do it for yourself, not because your peers want you to, not because it pays better, but because you love it. In a few short moments, our metamorphosis will be complete. Thank you, every one of you, for making the past 4 years unforgettable. This is an amazing group of people, and I feel honored to take this walk beside them. You guys are awesome. Well, that's just about all I have to say. My predecessors both concluded their speeches with quotes, but I think I'll take it one step further. So in conclusion, Jim Thorpe High School, class of 2010, never forget your real class song. Oh baby you. What I need,